This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 678 for October 19th, 2020. Moon's Luck.
I rolled natural ones.
Wish you rolled natural ones.
Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hello, my friends.
And the Nimp.
Hello.
Patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. You know the whole deal at this point. Get all the cool early access, behind the scenes, all the good audio. We release way too much of it every week. And I don't take any of it down. I recommend the $5 a month tier. That gets you everything. That's only $5 a month, not per episode. So super cheap. And then you help me pay for the show. And then all of you can watch me cry on stream if we get to $250 a month tier. And I will start playing scary games on stream, which probably not doctor recommended, but I will do it anyway.
I look forward to this so much.
Yeah. Patreon.com/E1M1. There's a brand new episode of the Game Club recap out now. We just finished up our playthrough of Super Metroid, which somehow turned out to be our longest episode of the year, which I don't think I was expecting. But the next game is the recently released Eichenfell, which I just started playing last night. I thought, I'll just check it out.
You jumped on this so fast. I
wanted to start it because I heard performance was good on Switch. I thought, I'll just get started. 2 hours later, performance is solid on Switch, so I passed a message over to Newsom saying, yes, the Switch version runs fine. I'm running it myself. You're good to go. You're clear for takeoff.
This wasn't a Sexy Brutal moment.
No, definitely not. Because I wanted to get through the tutorial, because Sexy Brutal ran great during the tutorial and then real bad immediately after. So far, seems okay on Switch. It's also on Game Pass on PC and Xbox One, so you don't even have to pay for it. All right. Let's talk about what you've been playing this week, Mr. Moon.
Okay, so we'll start with the Apex Legends. I literally have two games to talk about this week, so it's going to be nice and quick for me.
More than I have.
So, Apex Legends. So, you know how I play a smidge, just a smoosh, just a skosh of Apex each week?
Oh, yeah.
It's not cutting it. It's just not cutting
it. You brought out the whiteboard, you did the math. We're not meeting our estimates, we're not meeting our goals.
Yeah. You know the meme of the guy with the board with the red
from
thing?
Always Sunny.
Yeah. It's that. Because there's 23 days left in the season and I'm level 37.
Out of
110.
Yep.
Not enough time.
Yeah. No,
right.
There's enough time. I'm just going to be playing a lot of Apex, which is why yesterday you received a text message from me saying, we are playing Apex if you are interested.
Hilariously, the third time I have left my house since the lockdown started, you sent me a message and said, hey, are you around? We're playing Apex. And it's like, the one time I'm actually not physically at home. No, I'm not at home.
That's what we commonly refer to as Moon's Luck, because it's exactly what happens all the time to me.
Yeah.
I'll send Rob a text and it'll be like, I'll get a response back from him saying, I'm sorry, I'm driving at the moment, I can't respond. It's like, well, great. You useless person, you. Stop your social public work life. Get home and play video games with me.
Dead by Daylight crew needs you.
Yes, or Dwarf Fortress, I was going to say crew needs you. There's dwarves in it, so I just want to say dwarves. Always.
That's right.
Every time you say the dwarf game, that's the first one that I think of.
Right. Dwarf Fortress. Yeah. We finally lost our minds. We're playing Dwarf Fortress.
No, that's for We Roguelike.
Right. God. Yeah.
No, that should be 2021's first Game Club game, Dwarf Fortress.
Right. We finally snapped. We're going to 2021. We will learn how to play Dwarf Fortress the entire year.
Yep. And also, don't forget about what's coming out on Steam this week, which I absolutely adore, which we need to cover for a different one of our shows. So we'll get into that too.
Yeah, it's on our release list. Hilariously.
Yeah, I don't know how. But anyway, yeah, Apex Legends. Yeah. It's fun. It's great. I love playing it. I hate how much I've slacked again. Just like Nim said, just like I said, just like everybody always says, you'll get to 2 weeks left and then you realize you need to play it 6 hours a day. It's like, yeah, I need to play it 6 hours a day, unfortunately. Yeah. But it's also the end of the year and it's also new console time. So I also need to beat 2020 games, beat old games to uninstall them, and play Apex all at the same time. So ideally, I need to grow another hand, buy another TV and another Xbox, and then play 2 games at once.
Should be easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The solid plan. What could go wrong? Get here soon enough so I can have these specific mutations.
Right. That's right.
But no, yeah, I like Apex Legends. Obviously, it's great. I'm still playing it. Spoiler alert, it's going to be in the discussion in a couple of weeks. I'm just saying.
Right.
But other than Apex Legends, the only other game I played this week, is Mortal Shell.
Oh, right.
Which is the Souls-like kind of game. The
Souls-like tool video.
Yes. I beat it. Well, I beat the last boss.
Nice.
It's really short, comparatively. It's really short.
Well, yeah, the first week you had already beaten it, hanging out with the bandit.
Yeah, that's true.
Playing
a
song.
My special ending.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like you play Dark Souls and you're like, well, okay, you can't have that many zones, and then you go across the bridge up that tower and you've got 9 more zones ahead of you before you get to the final boss. This is like, oh no, there's 3 dungeons, there's a main area, that's it. It's like,
that's kind of nice though.
Yeah, it really is, because I didn't have to put 76 hours into the game to beat it. I just did this and beat it. Spoiler alert, there is an achievement in the game for not getting any shells and beating the game.
Oh, boy.
Which means you take 1 hit and you die.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
I like that your answer is we'll see instead of no thanks.
No, because it's one of those things where it's like,
it's a Dead Space 2 achievement?
Yeah, it's pew 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 all over again. Where it's like, I can potentially do this because theoretically you only need to beat 4 bosses.
Okay.
You only need to beat the boss of each dungeon and then the final boss to get that ending. I know where the weapon upgrades are now, so I can get myself a maxed out weapon pretty quickly. And the no shell form, the Tool music video form that we've discussed, has like the longest stamina bar in the game. Like, it's ridiculous. So I could technically, I suppose, just literally sprint to the checkpoints.
Oh, I see.
Because you have this little sister Janisa lady who gives you checkpoints where you respawn. I won't need healing items because it'll be pointless collecting healing items.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
All I need to do is upgrade that weapon and then sprint to every single boss and then kill the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've done no-hit boss runs before on other video games. I was a younger man back then. With potentially more patience and more hand-eye coordination and a lot less arthritis.
Right.
But I've done it before. This is me playing rhythm games all over again, where it's like, yeah, I did expert on Rock Band. I can handle these rhythm games. No, you can't anymore. No, Moon. No.
Right.
You've hit the point where you're trying to rationalize it to yourself that, no, this is something feasible that I can do. It shouldn't take that long. I won't be angry.
Right.
I won't be angry because I don't get angry, generally speaking, unless you're producing a trailer breakdown for the Dune movie and you get everything wrong. Go check out our additional content on patreon.com/E1M1 for that content.
That's right.
That's the only time I get angry. I don't get angry with video games. I get frustrated.
That's fair.
But if I ever get frustrated, I just turn it off, put it down, and blah. But no, I beat Mortal Shell. Mortal Shell is a above average game. It plays fine. I like the different mechanics that they've added onto it. Like, there's so much extra in this compared to the Dark Souls games, like the fact that the health items regen over time, like and you can just pick them up from the same places. There's a lot to be said about this game, including the fact that your loot skills improve the more you use that item, which I love.
It's really good.
Yeah, and I can't remember if it was this podcast, and I think Nimp's played. Have you played this, Nimp?
I haven't played Mortal Shell.
Okay, then it definitely wasn't this podcast, but it has the Dark Souls physics, which is to say once someone is dead, they hit the floor and they become a ragdoll that you can run and kick around and the body just goes all squirrely. The loot does the same thing. So when you kill someone who's playing a loot and you run past the loot, it just goes bang, 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 as it bounces down this hill as you're kicking it around.
That's really good.
Yeah. It's The Devil Went Down to Georgia, but performed by, like, monsters. It's hilariously terrible.
That's really good.
But it's a good, solid game that I genuinely had a good time playing. We'll see how I feel after. This might be the Spiritfarer problem of you're really gonna, you're gonna shirk me of one achievement and then make me play through half of the game again just to get this one achievement. I hate you so much.
You're just gonna ruin it for yourself.
Possibly, yeah, but it's not exactly like there's millions of games coming out. And it's not exactly like I don't have a hard drive that I need to clear or new consoles in my immediate future.
This like 8 terabyte black cloud hanging above you.
It's not a black cloud, it's a black tower block that's waiting to fall on me and then drop itself next to my television. I don't know. We'll see. I'm like 2 achievements off, and 80% is usually I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But 90% of the time, that 80%, that last 20%, lots of numbers here, is multiplayer achievements that I just don't care about. I'm looking at you, Fast and Furious.
That was mine, where it's like, yeah, the first 50% seem okay. Second 50%, I don't want to be number 1 in the world in Fast and Furious Crossroads.
Mm-hmm. It's like Rainbow Six Vegas. I think Vegas 1 had an achievement.
Yeah.
You had to be in the top 10% on the planet to get the achievement.
Right. It's just like, why? Why would you do this?
Because people are idiots, and then people like me come along and prove that they're not idiots. We're the idiots. We were the idiots all along. But no, Mortal Shell is fine. It's fun. If you like Souls games, it might be worth giving a toe to dip into that tainted pool. Because I think it's only like $40 as well. Like it's not.
Yeah, I don't think it's
full price game. So.
Do you have to restart a whole brand new game for that achievement, or can you do it through New Game Plus or something? Does it even have a New Game Plus?
It has a New Game Plus. When you beat the last boss, you have the option to ascend, which basically kicks you into New Game Plus. There is 2 achievements I'm still missing on this playthrough, but that's easy enough. I just need 2 more items, and then I can get those 2 achievements. That's fine. For the No Shell run, it's recommended that you do a new game, because New Game Plus amps the difficulty up similar to the way the Souls games do.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, you can start with your upgraded stuff, but you have to be not in a shell when you do the Ascension thing, because it just respawns you back in your shell at the main base.
Okay.
So, I'm just going to start a New Game Plus, find the upgrades easy enough, and then I can get those last 2 or 3 achievements that I'm missing. We'll see. No, Mortal Shell is a solid game that... Thank you, 2020, for being so limited on releases.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly thanks to a pandemic, I'll give you that much. That this may end up cracking my top 10, because all in all, I've had a pretty solid time with it. But that's pretty much all I've been playing. So I'm going to pass it over to Nimp with a question.
Yeah.
Were you born between November 23rd and December 21st?
No.
You should be, because I know one of the things you did this week, and that would make you a Sagittarius, boy.
It would be, but no, I'm a Cancer. So yeah, we'll get that one out of the way with Elite Dangerous. I was nowhere near the center of the galaxy still, and so I looked at my jump radius for that, and I was 400 and some odd jumps away from the center, and I'm like, no, this is being done tonight, Friday night.
Okay.
That's only a good 6 hours.
Try like 11 and a half.
Yeah, no.
Oh, boy.
Straight of me just playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I watched a lot of things on the side.
Right. Right.
And the incidents in game that I was speaking of was one of the things that I was watching got me laughing so hard at 3 a.m. around there. that I flew into a star twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely one of those, oh crap, I am way too close. And it's like, okay, let's fix this.
Did you actually get the emergency breakdown thing where you end up in the corona and then have to point away from it and fly away?
Two times.
That's not heart-wrenching at all when you've traveled that far and you know how much money you're essentially carrying on you. That's not adrenaline spiking.
Yeah, no. And luckily, this isn't my first rodeo. I've flown into a star several times, so I know exactly how to go about getting out of it, and just hoping and praying that I don't jack it up at the last minute. So, came out of that fine. But yes, after 11 and a half hours straight of playing Elite Dangerous, I finally made it to Sagittarius A.
Yeah.
Which is where that joke came from, Boston, now that you understand it.
I'm putting it together, yeah.
Which... It was funny because I get there, I haven't seen anybody in this game in like months. Mostly
Right, tell me there was someone else there.
No, there's like fleet carriers everywhere here now. Just because they do the 500 light year jump, so it only takes like 50 some odd jumps to get there now, instead of the 600 and some odd that I had to do to get there from Lunar Base. So I get there, I'm like, all right, this is awesome. I look over at my navigation panel, and it's just nothing but fleet carriers. And I'm like, you bunch of dirty effing cheaters.
Yep.
It was like running a 25K marathon and getting there, and everyone's like, oh yeah, we took the shortcut.
Yeah,
Right. We rode our bikes. You didn't do that? Yeah. No, I did uphill both ways in my spaceship.
Yeah. I just had one of those stupid things in my mind where it's like, you bastards are here, but I'm the one that earned them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
100%. And I'll be honest, I feel that way, like, having done it so long ago, when literally the galaxy map wouldn't load. You'd have to open the galaxy map and then go make a drink to wait for the galaxy map to load. It was that slow.
Right.
I was like, you guys, like... You people with your fleet carriers, you don't know the half of it. I did it for the mug. I did it for the achievement. I did all of these rites of passage the hard way.
I struggled.
Back in my day,
That's right.
this was much harder.
Well, the funny thing is, too, trying to plot routes on the map, especially getting closer and closer, you obviously have a denser amount of stars. So yeah, the map would slow down. I would have to replot my course every time I would turn on the console. So that's like a good 5-10 minutes of the game trying to figure out how to get to the little pen that you put in the center of the Milky Way. So that was my moment of, okay, well, this is going to be a while. I'm going to go make a sandwich and then come back. Nope, still 25% plotted. All right.
Yeah. Boston, it's like the difference for Boston and everybody listening. It's like the difference between, like, where I live, it's relatively city, but there's a lot of suburbs and a lot of country roads. If I want to go to Buffalo, it's a relatively straight shot. You take these wiggle roads, then you get there, and then you just drive straight, and then you get to your objective. That's like 10 maybe. It's like doing that, except there's a million junctions between you and the objective point, and the computer has to route every single possible route,
every stoplight,
to figure out which is the fastest.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's so slow.
It took a while. So I got there, I looked around, I saw that there was a blue star called Source 2, went and checked that out. I'm like, yep, there is nothing else here except for the supermassive black hole. And then I'm like, all right, what's the closest base around here? Come to find out that because of the... Oh, crap, what is... I don't remember what it was called. The campaign that all the players did, where they all raced to the center of the universe. Distant Worlds 2? Was that what it was?
Yeah, I think that's the one, yeah.
Apparently, when all these players did this, there was also an in-game event that was happening along with it.
Probably one of the community events.
Yeah, where they would build a base that was close to Sagittarius A. And this just came up, I think it was like May of last year, February or May of last year, where this thing just finally got built. And it's literally like 3 light years away from Sagittarius A. I'm like, cool, this works out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do my little hop, skip, and a jump to this base, which was called Anchorage.
Of course.
Yeah. I think it was Explorers Anchorage or something like that. But I get in there, I'm like, all right, let's load up all my constellations that I have to sell, all this data, and my console almost hard locks trying to load all of this information that I have stored. So I went from 4% Pathfinder to 27% Pathfinder, just selling all of this data.
Jeez.
All right, cool. I'm getting there, because right after this, it's Elite for it, and then I'll be Elite 2. So got through that. Like, I had to restart my console once because it did pretty much hard lock trying to do all this.
I think mine did the same thing.
Yeah.
Like that, when I did it, like I did the Neutron starfields, which are vertically above the planetary plane, essentially. So Boston, from the bubble galaxy to the center of the center of the universe, you can just go in a straight line. It's like the plane remains the same. You go up and down a little bit, but it remains the same. If you go like 20 to 50 light years up or down, you get into fields of neutron stars and black holes, which is worth so much more data. When I brought that stuff all back to the bubble again, because I had the both ways journey to sell, I'm not kidding, it took me about 5 or 6 hard locks before I managed to sell all my data.
Jeez.
And that was kind of what I did too, because I didn't necessarily want to discover a whole lot. I just wanted to at least discover something. And I knew coming from Soul... Yeah, exactly. I knew coming from Soul, or whatever path I take is pretty much already been scanned and all that, so I either had to go up or down. So I did that same thing where I went up, and I got bank on this. I discovered probably 11 systems, 50 some odd planets, like all these different variation of things, all these different stars. My name is attached to a lot of stuff on the map now.
Nice.
It's pretty awesome. You get like these cool little accolades for, it's like, oh, you discovered this and you did this and all that fun stuff. It's like, cool. And it's all on the map now. You can find me on whatever web client you want and see my name that, hey, so-and-so discovered the star.
That's cool.
Awesome.
And you get bonuses for being someone who discovered it, like
for the first time.
Yeah,
right.
And like Earth, like planets are worth so much as well. Like if you know what you're looking for, you can make serious money.
I went from, I think I made about 80 million off of everything that I sold.
Wow.
So, which is a lot of money.
That's an anaconda, by the way.
So, I do all that stuff at Anchorage, and then I'm like, all right, I'm already here. I am never coming back here. So I'm going to continue going forward, because if I don't do this, this is never happening again.
So like to the other side of the center of the galaxy.
Going to the dark side of the universe.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I am now heading towards Colonia, which is just about the same distance from the center of the universe or center of the galaxy as it would be if I just went back to the bubble. So I'm going to go check that out, because I wanted to see what it was like out there. There's not a whole lot going on. It was just like the first distant starport that was ever made, like that far out of the bubble. Like, all right, cool. So that's something that I've always wanted to check out. And then I've got some bookmarks. So I'm going to check out some nebulas, some other random stuff that space junkie me wants to see, because I'm never going to actually see it in my lifetime. So.
Sure, yeah.
Like, and so people will also mark them for you as well. Like if you do a Google search for like interesting things to see in Elite, people will be like, "Oh, the Horsehead Nebula is at this location."
Yep.
So,
cool.
Go check out the Horsehead Nebula. Like you can literally fly and see it, kind of thing. You know,
that's cool.
There is this black hole at this location, but it's close to the bubble. So if you don't want to do what us idiots did and fly into the middle of nowhere, you can go see a black hole and be terrified.
Yeah.
Right.
So
neutron stars still get me the worst. Like black holes are okay, but neutron stars are the things that kill me every time.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with black holes, but yeah, anytime I come close to a neutron star, it's like, no.
It's going poorly.
That and quasars, and I hate quasars. But anyway, so probably like 5 jumps after I got past Anchorage. Or Anchor, sorry. I keep thinking Alaska when I say that. I started running into this new stuff, because as I've been out in the black of space, away from everybody and everything, there have been updates this entire time. And because I'm not near anything, I haven't really gotten the chance to see any of this stuff. And so I get a couple jumps out from the spaceport, and all of a sudden I jump into a system and I get this warning that pops up that says biological entity detected.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. What's going on? This isn't Thargoid related, because that you get a whole different warning that happens that will scare the hell out of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking around and I notice that there's like these clusters that are in space and they're black. So they are hard to see. And at first I didn't notice it because guess what, guys? I'm in space. It's black out there. You can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I just happened to see like this, basically as I'm turning my ship around, kind of looking around in Super Cruise, that all of a sudden like certain stars will blink out and then come back. I'm like, oh, what's this? Drop out of Super Cruise, and yeah, it's just like this cluster thing sitting there. Okay, so I go over there and scan it. I don't get any relevant information out of this, except for that I discovered something. Don't know what, but it was biological. I'm like, all right, cool. Jump out of that, and all of a sudden I get another alert pop up. This is another biological thing was discovered. Jump out of that, and it's like this biological cloud that's just in space.
Oh, weird.
Like, all right, well, my ship isn't being affected by anything, so I scan that. I get another little thing. Yeah,
Yet
shut
is
up.
the keyword.
Right.
I'm too far away from anything right now for it to be an issue.
Yeah.
So I scan that. I don't get any relevant information. I'm like, all right, cool. But I noticed that my celestial log is starting to fill back up with the stuff that I scan. I'm like, okay, I guess I just have to go back to A-Base and sell this information to get some money. I'm not looking any of this stuff up online because I don't want to find out what's happening yet. But probably my ship will blow up at some point. So.
Yeah,
Right.
You're gonna have to get that thing loused or deloused, I should
Probably.
say.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
just take it through like a spray port.
Or just fly it into a
Right.
sun, the ultimate cleansing. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, where I finally completed one of my bucket list things in this game.
Congrats.
And I just keep adding to that bucket list of, well, I've gone this far, let's go further.
Yeah, it was a little bit more.
Yeah. Until
Yeah.
The only thing left on my bucket list is to have Boston play it.
Yeah, maybe someday.
New consoles, fast load times.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Apparently, load times and processing is an issue. So maybe with the Series X.
And soon you'll
Hopefully.
be able to leave the ship and go about on foot. I'm just saying.
that's the biggest thing that I'm looking
That's the
forward
dangerous
to,
one.
and the most thing that I'm terrified of where I'm at
Yep.
right now, because I know full well I'm going to hop out on a planet somewhere and probably die.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Welcome to this planet. It has plants that shoot out little black holes. It's like, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was my fun 11.5 experience with Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
The next game that I played.
There's No Man's Sky because I'm a grunt for punishment.
No, I have to take a break from space games right now because
Yeah.
I was mentally exhausted by the time I posted that Twitter picture and I went to bed.
Yeah. I think it took me and my wife 6 months to do that journey to Sagittarius and
Jeez.
back again. Because it was just like, I'm going to do a certain amount each day, like spend an hour just jumping and then turn it off and come back to it later. So you don't end up with burnout, because when you get towards the finish line, it's like, no, I'm just going to do this. And then, it's like 6 hours, 10 hours, 8 hours. And you're just like, why did I do this? Why did I not switch it off after the hour like I always do?
Why have I done this to myself?
The biggest issue was if I just didn't keep screwing around like I always do, where it's like, oh, hey, that looks cool. Let's go check that out. I probably could have had this done in a week. Probably two.
Yeah, but it's so much fun looking at all the cool stuff.
Exactly. But then as I noticed that my jump counter got below 300, and I'm like, no, this is happening today.
Right. I'm doing it.
Yeah, so anyway, that's Elite Dangerous, folks. It's a great game. You should check it out.
Yeah.
Boston.
One might say it's potentially a game of the generation.
Oh, maybe.
It's on the list. So anyway, the next game I played was Ghost of Tsushima. This had the this had the 1.17 update that went through that includes the 4-player Legends mode and the co-op.
Yeah.
And New Game Plus. I can't remember.
And like a whole bunch of other
they added
stuff
like a bunch
too.
of New Game Plus stuff and some other fixes and things like that to the game. I haven't done any of the new story stuff. I primarily just wanted to jump into the Legend stuff just to check it out, just to see if it would be worth it. And I think it's kind of worth it.
I heard it's really good.
It kind of is. I only played one match so far.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start up the game, you get the option where you can obviously, New Game Plus, start a game, whatever, and then you have the Legends thing right there in the main menu. So you can just jump straight into that without having to mess with anything else. So I did that. It opens up with the whole story thing, just like in game, where you've got the art and the storyteller going on and all that. And it's
cool.
Really cool. And it gets you into the lore of what's happening, why this is happening. And then once you get past all of that, you have, was it 4 classes? Yeah, 4 classes that you can choose from. And before you even get to that point, it walks you through each and every one of them, where you actually play like a very short tutorial level on, hey, this is the samurai,
nice.
This is the hunter, assassin, and the ronin. And then once you do that, you get to pick one of those 4, and then that's who your character is for right now. And then you can unlock more as you continue playing. And it's pretty much set up just like any other 4-player co-op thing, where it's like, okay, I have points that I can put into my skills, and I can unlock, customizable armor or whatever. Armor still doesn't do anything for you, except for now they do have I guess like a light level, basically. Your Kai, I think it was called, which...
It's like your item level almost.
Yeah, where it figures out, how much health you have, how much resolve you'll have, how much damage you'll do, and how much damage you'll take, kind of thing. So, and that's all based on the armor, which has its own stat for going into your Kai or whatever they called it. But that's it. Armor is all still however you want to look, whatever you've unlocked.
Just the cosmetic stuff.
Yeah. Your weapons are what have all the Kai numbers tied to them, and you get more, different weapons and different items and stuff that you can use as you go in. I unlocked like a couple things, and I can already see, hey, all the stuff that I had was gray. I completed this one mission, and I've got a couple greens that I can throw in there now. And
oh no, my weakness. No, why?
But the coolest thing, so I really, really love the story and the gameplay of this game. And what's really, really cool is that the one time that I've played it so far, it was only me and one other person that were playing it. And we were both in sync. No mics, no nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And we just went to town on this thing. Where this guy, he was playing as a samurai. I chose Ronin because as a Ronin, your special skill is that you can revive your party members. And you get an ultimate revive, where it's like if everyone's down, you just click your button, it uses up 3 of your resolve, and everyone's just back up.
Oh, wow.
And then you also have another thing where you can summon your kunai pet, which at this point is a dog, a spirit dog.
Yes.
That you can still pet.
There we go.
So all your weapons and gear, you still have your bow, you still have your swords, your counters, and all that fun stuff. That's all still in the game, and the assassinations are still in the game. It's just some classes do it better than others and all that fun stuff. So our first thing, we get dropped into this world, and there's 2 guards in front of us, and he automatically crouches down and he starts going for the left guard. I'm like, all right, I see him do that. I pull out my bow and I shoot the guard in the head just as he's doing the assassination on the other guy. It's like,
nice.
All right, this is cool. This is working out.
This is like some Ubisoft E3 demo business.
Yeah. I see 3 guys up on a tower. I take out all 3 of them as he goes in and he takes out the gate guards. I'm like, all right, cool. I jump over the fence as he's running through the camp, and he's like stealth killing guys left and right. I get ahead of him. There's one guy that starts to see him. I kill that guy. He takes out another guy that comes out of a tent. And it's like SEAL Team 6.
Oh my God, this is so cool.
Yeah, wiping the floor with this crap. And it's like, all right, this is awesome. Like, just having that guy watching your back. And that's just 2 of us. Imagine 4 of us just going full on ninja style with this crap, where it's like, base is done. Whatever.
Yeah. No big deal. No one saw us.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to playing more of that.
Yeah, that sounds really, really cool.
It felt really awesome. And like I said, it was my first experience. Maybe the next 50 will just be utter garbage with other people and be like, I'd rather play this by myself. But that one experience with this one person whose name I don't know, whose gamer tag was like, I don't know, M and like 36s after it, no joke.
Right.
I've never seen this person before. I've never talked to this individual at all.
You'll never see them again.
Probably not. And we were both just in sync enough with the game to know, okay, you went left, I'm going right, I'm taking this guy out, point, counterpoint, boom, we went through. It's like, This is
Man, that's
awesome.
cool.
So
Yeah.
I still love this game. And
Yeah.
it's really awesome so far. So I'm gonna check out more of that. I did not check out any of the co-op yet. So I still don't know what all that entails yet. But that Legends multiplayer seems pretty cool, which I'm kind of surprised. I was worried because, like I said, when I first heard about it after beating Ghost of Tsushima, I'm like, I don't know if I want this, but I'll check it out. So.
Right. It's like multiplayer in Ghost of Tsushima is sort of like, okay, I don't think that's what I wanted, but sure.
Yeah, and they've got, right now, there's 6 stories that you do. So there was a reason why he and I were in this area doing this, causing all this madness, and you're getting that story as you're continuing this on. So
okay,
it seems cool.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Interesting.
The next game that I played, because I went down some weird back alleys and came out with this, Atelier Ryza.
Oh yeah,
I decided to keep playing that. When you beat the game, you unlock New Game Plus, or you can just continue. And I know that if you just continue, there's a bunch of stuff that it adds to it afterwards that you can only do by beating the final boss. I was going to come back to that, and I have.
Okay.
And of course, it's been long enough that I don't exactly remember. Like, I see all the items that I have that I've made, and I remember why I did it. I don't remember how I did it. So all of that stuff kind of got pushed to the back of my chest because I'm like, all right, there's something happening here. I will have to re-look up what I was doing. I am not messing with any of that right now.
Right.
It's going to be real simple to screw up whatever I had planned a couple months ago.
Right.
I went back. They've also updated this game. So they've fixed a lot of bugs, which I didn't find that many at all. And they added a very easy mode.
Oh, hello.
Apparently that was an issue that people had. I played the game on normal. I didn't find it that hard, but now there is this very easy mode. And basically what this does is it makes it so that all enemies have less health. Your characters earn more experience and more gold or currency, whatever.
Okay.
All right, cool. Since I hadn't played this game in a while, I bumped it all the way down to very easy because I'm like, I don't need a challenge right now.
You already finished it, so like...
I've already gone past the challenge points, so I'm fine. Figuring out how to beat that final boss 5 times in a row, that was all I needed. So
right.
I bumped it down to very easy. I've gone into this new area that it wasn't there before. Everything looks cool. I'm getting all this brand new material that I can start synthesizing stuff with. And now I've started going through the weird dark alleyway of every character has a side quest, quote unquote side quest. It's basically just parameters that you have to fill. Like, hey, kill this certain boss with, this character who has the quest with this other character in your party and make sure that they kill the boss together or this enemy or whatever together.
So it's like loyalty missions almost.
Yeah, and it unlocks extra, buff, passive buffs and stuff like that and different skill sets and things for your characters. So I started going down that rabbit hole because every character has got like 100 and some odd of these. And they're all fairly easy. It's just knowing where to go. Like one of them was like, kill 5 Knight-type class enemies. Okay. I don't remember where I could find Knights. So, turn to Google and be like, where is a Knight? And it's like, go here. All right, cool. Kill 5 of them and then move on to the next thing. So they're never, so far, they're never anything too difficult. It's just trying to remember where everything is at again.
Yeah.
So I will continue to mess with that. I've already beaten one of the side bosses that you could fight, the optional bosses, which I didn't realize was an optional boss because it was just an enemy on the field that looked slightly bigger than the normal enemies.
Oh, okay.
And then I went there and fought it. And it's like, trophy unlocked. I'm like, what just happened? Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep messing around with that and figure out what I was doing with the other thing because I have no clue right now.
Yeah.
Last game that I played, Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
played a little bit of that this week.
Yeah. As of last podcast, I'm pretty sure it was like Monday morning. I'd beaten all of the story that the game has so far.
So you beat the second area's story?
Yep. To the point that it leaves you at this weird cliffhanger where you're invited to do something, but you don't get a quest or anything. So I thought maybe my game had glitched, and I'm like, all right, what's going on? I was told to do this thing, and I can't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. No, it's just, that's where the game leaves you right now until the next update happens, and then they give you the rest of that story. I'm like,
please wait for patch 1.1.
Exactly. I'm like,
right.
All right, cool. So only thing I've really been doing right now is I've just been grinding out things. I've got 3 of my main party members out of 4 already at Ascension 3, I guess we'll call it.
She's at level 50?
No, I can... Right now they're at level 50, but I can get them up to 60 now.
Okay, because I think of 2 people leveled up to 50, and all the other ones are 40.
Yeah. And that's all I've really been doing is just grinding out dailies and materials.
Yeah, most of what I've been doing lately is just getting in, doing like the 4 daily missions, kind of wandering around where the missions are, turning all that stuff in, and then kind of moving on. Not because I'm sick of the game or anything, it's just kind of like, that's all I really feel like doing right now. Is like, these are kind of fun. Each daily mission takes like less than 5 minutes. I'm really trying to not do the usual gacha game thing where it's like I have to come and I have to grind to get the materials for this banner, and like super min-max and make sure I have the best weapon. It's like all these characters are strong enough. I'm having a lot of fun. If I don't get Venti off of this banner, that's fine. Like, I'm gonna try and pull as much as I can. If I don't get it, that's fine, because 2 or 3 banners from now, there'll be another Wind Archer that everyone's going to be mad about because that one's stronger than this other dude. And it's like, well, I probably won't get that one either, but that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, I found an interactive map off of Reddit for Genshin Impact.
Oh, cool.
Well, you say that. So,
oh, no.
No, the map is fine. It was just, I decided that, okay, let me get, because I don't have a whole lot of anything else going on in the game that I have to get done. So I was like, all right, let's max out the Statue of 7 in Mondstadt.
Right.
5 hours later, I finally maxed out that statue.
I looked at it. I'm like statue level 8. So I think I need like 15 more total. And in the back of my brain keeps telling me, look up a map. Just get all of them. And I'm like, no, please. No, please, I don't have the time right now. And then there's like an in-game achievement for finding and opening every chest in Mondstadt. And my brain is like, you need to do that. And I look at the number, and it's like 400. And it's like, no.
I'm already at like 300.
No. Yeah. The thing is, like, it's so much fun to figure out the puzzle in so many of these, because it'll be just a locked chest in the middle of a field with nothing around, and the game's just like,
figure it out.
Yeah. What are you gonna do to open this? And it's like, I don't know, but now I'm pretty excited to do it.
Well, that's kind of been my thing with this game, is just exploring. Like, there is an island that I wasn't sure I could get to, and then I remembered that I have a character that creates ice. And his cooldown is fast enough that you can create a bridge of ice before it melts behind you.
Smart.
Making your way very, very slowly to this island.
Probably faster than swimming, though.
Yeah, because, well, I tried swimming out there, and I got, like, real close, but I ran out of stamina and died. Well, not died, but I got warped back to shore. And I'm at this point right now where I've started a 3rd block of stamina.
That's the good stuff. So you're like at 200 something?
Yeah, I'm at 216, 218, something like that.
Oh, man. Yeah. I'm almost there.
So, like, okay, this isn't happening. This island isn't close enough that I can glide to it. Because if you have Amber, you can cut down on how much stamina you use with gliding. It's like, all right, well, that's not happening. And then, dumb as it is, there was one of those frost slimes that I saw hopping around on the water, freezing it. I'm like,
the light bulb went off.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder if I can do that. And I'm like, no, I'll probably get halfway out there and then I'll hit a wall or something.
Right.
No, that island's like getting bigger and bigger. It's like, I'm going to be so pissed if I get anywhere near that thing. And it's like,
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so
but that's the great part about this game is it doesn't care. Like, if you find a way to get around its limitations, if you find a way to, like, as long as you don't go out of the map boundaries where the game clearly says, like, hey, this is coming in a future patch, you need to turn back.
Yeah.
Other than that, the game really doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's
I
great.
love it for that. But yeah, and then I looked at the map first. All right, I did the Mondstadt statue. Let's do the other statue. There's like 168 of those things that you need to find.
Oh my god!
And I think that statue level was already at 7.
Oh jeez.
So there's like 50 some odd of them that aren't on that map anymore that I'm gonna have to go verify.
Yep, have fun with that.
Yeah.
So I kind of pushed that off to the side right now, but there's just a lot of cool random stuff that I found. The island that I was going to, there is a like a sundial on it, basically, or a wind dial, whatever they call it. Mm-hmm. And there is like a little mission, like a little quest that pops up. All right, cool. You go through, you do this thing, you fight something, and then this something disappears. So then you have to follow it back to the mainland.
Oh, okay.
It's like, all right, cool. And they give you like this thing where it's like you glide up. It has this whirlwind thing that blows you up in the air, and then you follow the little wind circles or whatever that keep blowing you back to the mainland.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have to try to figure out how to get back to the mainland, which you could just warp, but that's no fun. So you get back to this point where it wants you to, and you're looking for this boss, and then you realize that, oh, hey, you have to fight this boss at a certain time of day for this to happen. And then that happens, and then you take out the boss, and then it's kind of like, okay, you talk to this guy, and he gives you this book, and then that's kind of where you're at right now, because the rest of that quest is somewhere else in this world that I haven't found yet.
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay, cool. So there's still a bunch of crap that I'm just randomly finding while exploring that has kept my interest going to just keep randomly exploring.
Right.
There's all kinds of random... I found an island that has like a heart shape on it made out of rocks. Don't know why that's there, but I marked it as a point of interest because why is there randomly a heart on this tiny island in the middle of nowhere?
Clearly, it has to
something there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like, this isn't an accident. Like either it's the devs leaving a message or it's like, thanks for playing, or it's a super cool hidden mission.
Or it's just some dumb thing that is there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I marked it as a point of interest. That way I can figure it out later. There was one of the people that I moderate for on Twitch. She is also playing this game. And she found this ring of statues that I'd never seen before. And she's sitting here asking me all these questions because I've played way more than she has. I'm like, hang on, pull up your map. She's like, okay. I'm like, show me where you're at on this map. She's like, okay. She's like, what do I do now? I'm like, nothing. You can go back to playing. I just marked it on my map so I can go figure out what's going on. So yeah.
So good.
That's where I'm at with this game. I'm still enjoying it. A lot of people that I see complaining about this game seem to be... they seem to be those people that are min-maxing who have already hit everything, who are constantly hitting the ceiling and are mad about it, which some of their points of argument, yes, I see where you're coming from. Other points of their argument, it's like, dude, chill the hell out.
You played 100 hours of it and it's been out for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, so for anyone that's listening that hasn't played it, there are no restrictions on the game for how much you can play. So it's not like your typical free-to-play game where it's like, oh, you've used your energy for today. Oh, man, like, you need more stamina. You can just hit $5 and you can refill. The only limit on it is something called Resin in the game. You have, 120?
Yep.
Is your maximum. And it fills up like 1 every 8 minutes.
Yep.
It's slow. And you use Resin for a whole bunch of stuff in the game, most specifically some of these ley line things that you can go out into the world, interact with it, it spawns a bunch of enemies, kill them, and you sort of pop it open with some resin and a bunch of gear pops out. Or this this alchemy event that was just running, use some resin to kind of collect the gear that this event generates. It's really funny seeing people... I don't think they're, like you said, I don't think they're 100% wrong, but they still need to remember this is a free-to-play game. So there are still some of those trappings in the game where they're like, I just want to grind for better gear drops. I want to grind for weapons and these materials and stuff, but I can't because there's this resin limit. It's like, yes. Like there is a limit because it still is free to play. Like 99% of the game is this free Breath of the Wild thing where the game doesn't care how much or little you do. But there is this like end game resin stuff that there is a limit on.
Yeah, and it's like while you're playing the game, like where I was at last week, I barely touched the resin. I just kind of used it to do, to get some materials that I just couldn't find in the open world. Now that my characters and my weapons are starting to get into the higher level stuff, I do need to start using a lot of that.
Right.
But I have like 12 other characters that I still need to level up. So it's like, okay, I can't do any of this crap right now. So let me go back to my lower tier characters with their lower tier.
This person's at level 15.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that you can still do that doesn't rely on that.
Right.
But
and the version 1.1 is coming out November 10th, 11th, 12th. Yeah. It comes alongside the new console launch, so like it's just a month away. Like if there isn't anything, you didn't spend anything buying this game, so if you're out of stuff, go play something else. Destiny 2 is free right now on Game Pass, so like there's still plenty of other things to play. Entertainment Nerd asks in chat, what game is this? This is Genshin Impact. There's still stuff to play that you can go do. Like, yes, that's part of the reason why I'm going so slowly through the game is like, I don't want to chew up all the content right away and then just say like, well, I guess I'm done with the game for another month. Only a little bit. I haven't even started the quest line in the second area. I'll get there, but like, you can't, contrary to popular belief, you can take your time playing a game.
Yeah. I blew through all of it because I was really enjoying where the story was going. So I was like, I want to see more of it.
Right.
But yeah, it's like I'm not all up in arms because, I've completed all the story stuff right now. But yeah, November, I think it is 12th or 11th.
So yeah.
The new patch comes
that
out.
Week.
That adds more story. I'm going to have more to do. So right now I'm just kind of doing maintenance stuff where it's like, if I get this or this, great. I have all of this time right now to, do the stuff with my characters. That way I'm ready for the story and I can just focus on the story when it comes out. So.
And the great part is they've already detailed the next 3 patches where it's like 1.1 comes out, new story stuff. I think it's like 1.3 that comes out in December or January. Third area is launching. And all that stuff is free. Yeah. It's like, okay.
And I'm kind of excited and anxious at the same time about having a new area to explore.
Yeah.
Because while I've explored all of Mondstadt pretty much, and I've kind of explored a lot of the other area that you get, I want another area to explore, but I'm not done with the other area yet that I already have.
And leveling up the statues in that area will be like, all right, you collected 5 of 300 of these fire things. It's like, oh, God.
It's going to turn into the feather from Assassin's Creed, where it's like...
Absolutely. There are more of them, no. Yeah.
There's going to be, 5 more of these things that I'll have to find.
Right.
So...
Oh, God.
Yeah. So
very excited.
I still really like the game. At this point too, I've still only spent that $5 from forever to go to get that daily drop.
Me too.
Yeah, that's all I've ever spent on this game.
I'll probably refresh it once it runs out because it's 90 of that currency every day. It's $5. Like it's nothing.
And I'm depending on how this next patch goes, depending on how everything else feels. I might give him a little more because have spent a lot of time in this game and I've really enjoyed it. So
toss a couple bucks in a tip jar.
Yeah. So that's all I've been playing this week. Boston?
All right. I've been playing a whole lot of stuff for a bunch of other shows, which is unfortunate. It's like Iconfell and Super Metroid and Hades and all the stuff we're talking about on some of the other shows. But I did manage to unlock Wolverine in Fortnite. I
That's
had
a
a
very
whole bunch
strange sentence, by the way.
I know. This season is incredible. It's so good. Like, I unlocked Storm, I have her punk outfit, I did her, like, awakening thing, which is essentially, like, you do a whole bunch of small missions that are fairly easy, and then in the last part is you go to a specific location, you do an emote from the character, and then you get kind of a, like Storm, when you do her emote, she has lightning around her, so like it kind of changes her costume a little bit. Hers was really fun because you needed to, there's like the radioactive towers, like the power plant on the map. You needed to fly through the stacks of the power plant as Storm when you're in the storm. So like the purple storm ring. So that was kind of fun. And then you go to the eye of the storm to do her emote. It was pretty good. But I finally unlocked Wolverine. He's super hard. He has hundreds of hit points and he moves super fast, and he's doing this like whirlwind attack that is just destroying you. And I tried for a couple of days. I'd land in the areas he would land in. Most of the time I would find someone had already killed him and his items were sitting there, and you yourself have to kill him. So I took a couple of days off, just waiting for everybody to get out of their systems, everyone else to unlock it. I came in, I just couldn't find him. I had this one match where I had a orange shotgun. Now that's the highest tier, so it does more damage than the others, not enough to really like make a super difference. But I was going through this area, the wooded forest area, and I'm down by a river, and I turn the corner, and he's literally right there. Like, and the exclamation mark goes above his head. He, snicks his claws out, and he comes rushing, and I just dump on him with this shotgun, and I manage, with like 13 health left, I managed to knock him down. And of course, because he's Wolverine, he regens health. So with the last like 3 shotgun shells, I managed to get him down. I was like,
triple
yes,
tap.
all right. That's right. I finally did it. And now, because I've gotten him down, every time I go near that area, I manage to find him, and he manages to destroy me. My wife was watching me as I was playing. Since my kid watches me most of the time, I am, of course, playing as Water Guy, the slime guy that she loves. He was running after me, and I was like sprinting away from him. I got into a truck to try and get away. He destroyed the truck, and then managed to destroy me.
That sounds like the best horror game ever.
It's really good because he's so fast and he's so strong. It's really great. So unlocked him, did his whole awakening thing. I have like his classic costume, like the yellow and blue one now. The default one is like his brown and yellow one. The one we're working towards unlocking is the like the white t-shirt and jeans outfit, like his classic kind of like casual costume, which is really great. This whole season is really great. I just unlocked Dr. Doom, and I'm working towards, basically you unlock them at like, let's say rank like 72, and then at rank 77 you unlock his awakening challenges. So at that point you can then go do a bunch of challenges as him to unlock like a glider and a emote and an alternate outfit and stuff like that. So it's kind of this neat thing where you unlock him and like his backpack thing, his glider, artwork, and then you get to do that stuff. So still really enjoying Fortnite. I'm like rank 73 this season, which is those season pass ranks move super fast.
Especially
so
when you keep on top of them.
Really?
Well, the thing that helps the game so much is you really never run out of daily challenges. So when you log in after reset, whenever reset is, I have no idea, you get like 5 missions, and each one of those are worth 10,000 XP. It seems like a level is about like 30 to 40,000 XP. So you can make a lot of progress towards a level each day, even by playing like a match or two and just try and say, all right, I need to hop into this phone booth to turn into one of the Doom henchmen. That's 10,000 XP. I just need to kill one person with an SMG. That's another 10,000. And, on top of the normal XP you get for getting it. So it feels really fair, and it feels like it's keeping you pushed forward on your season pass ranks, which is really great. Instead of saying like, yeah, man, you got until, the rumor is it'll end on November 11th, which would make sense with the new consoles. But, they could just say like, yeah, you got until November 11th and you can play all day and get a quarter of a season pass. Sorry. But it seems pretty fair. So, still enjoying Fortnite, sort of
shockingly.
Still unexpectedly. Yeah. Like it's still really great. But that's all I'm playing this week. So let's take a break. Let's talk releases for the week of October 19th, 2020. Rogue comes out on Steam. Yes, that one.
Yes,
the original 30, 40-year-old Rogue.
At this point, who knows?
Yeah, I believe it's from the 80s. But like the history of Rogue and NetHack are all kind of like, oh, well, I played this version of Rogue that this guy changed the code to and stuff like that. So Rogue is coming on Steam, which is really wild. Disc Room
why not
is
Epic Game Store is what I want to know.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Disc Room is coming out on PC and Switch. This is Devolver Digital's next game that they're publishing. This is the one where you try and survive in a room full of spinning fan blades. That like Super Meat Boy sort of thing.
Okay.
It looks really fun in a way that most of the stuff they publish is. Torchlight 3 coming out on the Switch. And last but not least, it came out late last week and I missed it. Space Crew, the sequel to Flight Crew, came out PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Does not appear to be on Game Pass.
Installed already.
Nice.
Waiting to go.
Check out next week's episode for impressions on Space Crew. Space Crew looks really cool.
I have to hold my fist, push it forwards with a full hand out, and then say engage.
That's right. That's the most important part. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Space Crew looks pretty cool. A lot of the stuff they released for that looks pretty neat. News stories. Nimp and I were talking during the break that nothing happened this week because either you're developing something for a new console and it's not out yet, or your game has been delayed into 2021 and you're working on your game. So yeah. The biggest news story this week is that Sony showed off the PS5's new UI, which is a really slow news week. I think the UI looks pretty cool. I think the card system they have is really interesting. I'm glad they released a video on it because I feel like if I had read in text what cards were, I would not understand it. But I like that they showed the newest Sackboy game, I think was the one they showed, where essentially they had a bunch of cards that were all like, you're 33% of the way through this level, you're 60% of the way through this level. Open up the card and see all the stuff you have left in that level, and a time estimate for how long all that stuff would take you to do in the level, based on what appears to be developer estimates and your general playstyle. Push a button, the game fires up or resumes from sleep, and then dumps you right into that level, which I think is kind of cool. I like the idea of like, here's the challenges you have left. Push whatever button to just start that challenge or start this level without having to go through all the menus and everything.
It seems like it's kind of like a cool story recap of if you haven't played a game in a while, and it's like, oh, okay, I was doing this or whatever.
Right, yeah, where was I? Yeah. The other neat thing they showed was some of the new party improvements, where as you're accepting party invites, it looks like you can just hop into that person's multiplayer game or lobby at the same time. So it's sort of like, I want to jump into the party and the game at the same time. And they showed a bunch of stuff with picture-in-picture for you can be playing your game or doing whatever on your console and watching your friends' gameplay picture-in-picture on your PS5 as well. So that could be potentially pretty interesting. Someone was saying like the first thing they wanted to try out was them and a couple of their friends competing to see who can play finish Demon's Souls the fastest. And you can kind of see picture-in-picture where they're at. So that could be pretty neat.
Yay for bandwidth.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the horrible part of all this, yeah. But otherwise, the UI seems like it's largely unchanged. The top bar on the PS4 with all your sort of system level stuff is at the very bottom of the screen now, and it seems like that's kind of it. So, which is good because PS4's UI was fine. I also got the update on my Xbox One for the brand new dashboard that's coming to the Series X and S as well. That's really cool.
It's so confusing. I just turned on my Xbox one day, and between day 1 and day 2, it's not a surprise for you. You haven't turned on your Xbox in 6.5 months. I turn my Xbox on every day, and then suddenly there's a new look, and I'm just like, okay, where did everything go? I'm lost.
I really hope, my one desire for Microsoft is I would really love for them to surface UI patches a lot more clearly. It's a little bit annoying on PS4 right now because it's like, hey, I downloaded a new firmware update, but you can't do anything on your console online until you do it. You very clearly know that something new has come out, but like, I really wish Microsoft would surface that and when your games get patched on Xbox One. Because a lot of times you can fire stuff up and be like, oh, well, okay, I guess all this stuff got updated already because I don't have any patches ready. Yeah. But I think both consoles have really solid UIs, and I like that Microsoft has been working so hard on iterating the consoles much more than they did on the 360. The Xbox One's dashboard is radically different, but it didn't have like the NXE patch that the 360 did. It's sort of the new UI for Xbox One is super fast. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate that. So 2 thumbs up to everybody. Good UIs, which is how slow this year is for news stories.
Yeah.
But let's move over to questions. Stephen D sent us a question via email. With Halloween around the corner, my question is, what's some of the scariest NPCs, worlds, and missions/quests you've encountered?
All of Resident Evil 7. All of it.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
Not that that's the first game on Boston's list or anything to play.
No, not at all.
$250, please, folks.
Yeah.
Especially in VR.
God, heaven help me. I feel like some of the scariest stuff in games for me is like the accidental scary stuff that isn't like everything else in the game is totally fine, but there's this one thing. There's like that mummy skeleton thing in Ocarina of Time that has that horrible screeching noise where it's like, why are you terrifying? And the rest of this game is totally normal.
There's all the games, it's always I can't remember the names, but the hands, the ceiling hands, they always get me every time.
Yep. God, what else?
Sprinkling some real life in there, like, you're playing Beat Saber in VR and you got the headset on, you got the earplugs in, you're bopping, and then your daughter comes running into the room and grabs your arm. Yeah.
Feel fingers on your neck.
Or you feel like a thump and then you're not sure which of your children, animals, or wife you've hit.
Right.
Yeah. that happened with my daughter too.
Sorry, sweetheart.
It's like, baby, you see me with the glowing balls, you know not to run out in front of me. The TV is
Right.
on, you can see what I'm doing.
Right.
Man. World's questionable, but first time I dropped into a neutron star in Elite Dangerous was pretty terrifying.
Oh, God. How can I forget? Dead Space 2, the Eye Machine?
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing in video game history?
Mm-hmm.
That's why we all forgot about it, because we didn't want to think about it after we were forced to do it.
God. I feel like there wasn't a lot of jump scare stuff in Prey 2017. A lot of it was like that dread, like that creeping dread. But the touchscreen calibration screen was really good.
Mm-hmm. Especially the fact that you could mess with those touchscreens with the dart gun as well.
Oh, that's really clever. That game is so good.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with Condemned 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
Genuinely terrifying games, especially when you get up to the bear in the cabin in Condemned 2.
Oh, God. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know a good one. Any JRPG, period. They're terrifying with the amount of time you have to put into them.
No, that's just
Hey,
life.
wait. Monkey Senior asks us in Discord, PlayStation now has a giveaway deal with Burger King, and Xbox has had their deal with Taco Bell for a while. What fast food restaurant would you choose to do giveaways for a console?
Me personally, Subway.
Okay.
Because I like sandwiches. Sandwiches are arguably the best food because you can have.
I'm going to throw out a hot take here about sandwiches. Sandwiches are really good.
Mm-hmm. You can literally have it your way. However, as a household unit, it would be Taco Bell because it's like the only fast food place my wife can eat.
Taco Bell's so good.
I think Nintendo needs to get in with Wendy's.
Yeah. I love Wendy's so much.
Nintendo should do it with Sonic just to really dig the heels in.
Just to really screw with people.
Yeah,
like,
the most confusing way.
I guess I'm driving 60 miles away to get to my closest Sonic. And
right. I think we have one fairly close if it's still open.
I've got one town over that's roughly 60 miles away.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And
Their slushies are good, though.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. Yeah. They're good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, though, I haven't had fast food in a long time.
Literally had Taco Bell like 3 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God, I miss Taco Bell.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah,
oh, man.
that would be mine.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. There's not, besides your local restaurants.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Arby's.
Yeah, but like, I like Arby's and no one likes Arby's.
They can carry all the Neo Geo stuff.
I'm sorry, Louis.
You scoop up a Neo Geo classic.
Process of attacking Link.
Nice.
Okay. Interesting. T-Bomb Rocks asks, in Discord, my wife and I were rewatching Donnie Darko recently. Gary Jules' version of Mad World starts playing at a pivotal moment, and all I could think about was Gears and that amazing trailer. My question is, what licensed song used in a video game or video game trailer is giving you a similar experience? Number one, that trailer for Gears is still really good.
Yeah.
Did Link make it out unscathed?
He did. He's also like a Roblox kind of Link.
Right.
He's like one of those hardcore Tomy Lego alter variants, so he's fine.
Is that like a loot crate thing?
It may be. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure his eyes wobble. Yes, they do. Like, he does shifty ducks.
Oh man, that's really good. That's exactly, so that's Wind Waker Link. That's exactly what you want that statue to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Honestly, my biggest problem with this is I don't know licensed music. I don't know music. Like, period. Unless it's a Tool cover, in which case I'll know. But
So check out our brand new show called We Listen to It with me and Moonpeer, where we go through my favorite albums of all time.
Well, all of yours will just be Nin tracks, so that's fine.
No, I mean, some of them would be.
Yes. But no, I'm dead serious. Like, when the Dune trailer came out, I didn't know that was a Pink Floyd song. I didn't.
Right.
Because I don't know Pink Floyd.
Right. The world's greatest irony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there was that one really great Destiny trailer with Immigrant Song. I thought that was pretty good. It was like 15 seconds of Immigrant Song.
Yeah, but the best use of the Immigrant Song has already been done.
Which is...
For Ragnarok, twice.
Okay. We haven't gotten to that in Critical Misses yet, so...
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like the recent trend in movie trailers has been like a slowed down, moody / spooky acoustic version of some sort of song, like the Dune trailer.
I think the Get Out trailer had something similar with that.
It did. I think it was 5 on it.
Yes, or exactly what it is.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel like we haven't really gotten that in... We haven't had like the video... Have we had the video game trailer version of... Like, have we had that?
It's the same thing all trailers are doing these days, which is where it's cutting stuff to the beat of the music, which everything's doing that. The new Bond trailer does that. I mean, come on.
I guess video game trailers cut the rhythm of shooting to the beat of the song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the new Bond trailer literally does that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Borderlands 3 had their whole thing.
They have made bands famous just by themselves.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about the Borderlands ones is they often feature bands that fit the aesthetic of the Borderlands universe, but maybe they're not big.
Still not going to get as good as Cage the Elephant. Like that Borderlands one, that song just took over everything.
I don't know. A lot of the Tales from the Borderlands ones are really good. There's 5 of them at a minimum.
Yeah, but that didn't actually make me go and buy the one song so that I could listen to it over and over again.
That's true. Yeah.
Far Cry 2 used Massive Attack, apparently.
Oh, interesting. I didn't remember that. Far Cry 2, for me, like, I played Far Cry 1 when it came out. That game is not great. I played Far Cry 3 and 4, and, like, Far Cry 2, for me, I know so many people love it. Unless someone mentions it, it does not exist in my brain. Like, through no malice, I can never remember. It's like, oh, that's the one with the fire and the malaria. Right.
Yeah. I think generally speaking, like, if you are talking about, like, a licensed music being used in a game, usually it's because it's created for that game. Like, with whatever the female singer who did the Final Fantasy song, and then you've got all
Florence and the Machine.
Yes, and then you've got all of the Kingdom Hearts songs constantly being licensed music, kind of, but they're made for the game.
Right. Well, it's tough, too, because I feel like most of the time when we have video game trailers, it features... It's unique to video games because it features a lot of gameplay and it features a lot of voiceover and then in-game soundtrack, because so much of what makes or breaks a lot of AAA games lately has been, this is a great game, and on top of that, as sort of the icing on the cake, the soundtrack is really great too. So I feel like we don't necessarily get anything that's really... It's usually like, well, here's a gameplay trailer because everyone needs to see what this game actually is.
Yeah, I'm sure Call of Duty do that with their trailers, like use actually licensed music, but I don't pay enough attention to trailers / watch enough trailers to actually do it.
Yeah, and I feel like I normally watch a lot of trailers, but mostly like in prep for this show. But Call of Duty trailers are sort of like, yeah, it's another Call of Duty. Like the minutia is gonna miss me of like how it changes from game to game, and I'm not gonna play it, so there's no reason for me to get excited.
But dude, Ronnie Reagan.
So weird. This game is so weird. Yeah, that's a good question, but I I feel like there's probably people are probably yelling at us right now where it's like, oh my God, you forgot this one. And we'll probably be frustrated when someone posts it in Discord, but
100%.
Or
it's
I'll
escaping
just see
all
it
of
and be
us.
like, oh yeah, that is a good one, and then just move on with my day.
Like,
Yeah.
the only reason I know the Gears one is because of Donnie Darko, and obviously
Right.
it's, Simon and Garfunkel, I believe, originally did it. I think.
Tears for Fears.
Whatever.
Yeah. I like Tears for Fears, so that's the only reason I know it.
They've got like 2 good songs, and I can't even remember the 100%. Second one.
They came out with the Greatest Hits album, and it's like, I don't know.
It should be a greatest hit single.
That's right. Or like, I think it was Jonathan Colton. It was like Greatest Hit plus 13 other songs. It's like, yes, that's the right way of putting it.
That's some self-awareness right there.
Yeah. All right, that's our episode for this week. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page, including the merchandise store, not the merchandise shore. That's run by a different company. You get Moonpier's brand new shirt along with all of our other merchandise over there. Good quality stuff, reasonable prices. We're not really making any money off of it, so don't worry. It's not going to be like a $35 t-shirt and like a $75 hoodie. Nothing like that. Patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. Already talked about all the cool stuff. $250 tier is where you need to get for me to play some Spooptober stuff all year round. And if you want to know where your money goes towards the show, all that stuff is super transparent on that page. Brand new game for Game Club, Eichenfell, recently released. We're going to play through that. Hopefully this isn't another short month and I don't lose a week by accident. I think that's really it. Go listen to Critical Misses. We're having a blast making that show. We're getting close to wrapping up season 3 here. Mm-hmm. I think season 1 is wrapping up on the public feed right now. And We Roguelike It is great as always. We just hit episode 100, which is nuts. It's baffling. I think that's it. We make a lot of content every week.
Too much.
We hope you enjoy it. Yeah. Well, until we start the music show, you, me, and Mackie make a music show.
Mackie can take us to school.
That would be great. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. So we'll see you all next week.
Bye, boy.
Bye.
She looks like she's falling asleep in your arms right there.
I don't know if you can tell from her little belly, but she's actually purring away like crazy.
Right. I love cats.
You'd
They're
hear
so
it except for RTX's voice.
Right. Curses. All right. Nymph, hit me with your titles.
I have a title.
Okay. Same.
We finally snapped.
Okay.
That's not bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've got like 6, so Boston, do you want to go first?
I just have Moon's Luck. I like it. Snappy.
Okay. Crashed into a star. Twice. We rode bikes. Back in my day. The Dark Side of the Universe. 5 hours later. And The Ultimate Cleansing, which is probably a veto if I'm completely honest.
In 2020 especially.
Yes.
I wrote down, we finally snapped Back in My Day and The Dark Side of the Universe. Along with Moon's Luck.
Anyone particularly jumping out at me before you even ask?
Yeah, I put a check mark next to Moon's Luck because it's just a super punchy title. I also like The Dark Side of the Universe. It's a little bit longer than we typically do, but not exceptionally so. Mm-hmm. If we're going to do a really long title, it needs to be like 15 words.
Yeah.
Oh, I will get to work on that then.
Okay. Get your Fiona Apple album title out here.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
That's right.
I really like The Ultimate Cleansing. It's just a shame about how bad that is.
Yeah, just
Like, it would be a really good show title if not for the context of 2020 and everything going on the planet right now.
Right.
Moon's
Luck is the one that I'm leaning towards here.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, let's go with that then.
All right. Circling it. Let me know when you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah, brain's spinning, but nothing's happening.
Click, 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 click.
All right, I'll figure something out.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 678 for October 19th, 2020. Moon's Luck.
I roll natural ones.
You wish you rolled natural ones.
Oh, man. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, listening, watching, everything. Super appreciate it.
Etc.
Yeah, Patreoning. Yes, everything. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
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 And we can stop recording.